But we start here tonight. Getting back to pre-pandemic normal doesn't mean that we can ignore COVID altogether. That's what local leaders and doctors are saying tonight. And WCNC Charlotte's Jane Monreal went to Uptown for a candid conversation on where we are with this virus and the racial disparities in healthcare that the pandemic revealed.
Entertainment, networking, brotherhood. By all appearances, a Friday night in Uptown well spent. But it is not the usual Kappa Alpha Psi soiree. The fraternity hosted a roundtable discussion at the Meridien Hotel to get things out in the open about COVID.
Keep a box of masks at home, or 1 or 2 or 10, depending on the kind of person you are, and keep one in your pocket. I mean, I have one in my pocket here because you never know where you're going to be. If the conditions are too risky, you might want to put it on.
Mecklenburg County Public Health Director Dr. Raynard Washington, part of the panel, says we now have the tools to stay safe, a better position than 2 years ago.
All right, levels are lower than they have been at any point in time.
Outside of discussing the status of COVID itself, other issues that were talked about include education, mental health, and government.
As a matter of fact, the pandemic just pulled the cover off of a lot of things that many of us in our community already knew. A lot of folks were not as aware, or certainly it was not as visible.
North Carolina Congresswoman Alma Adams, arriving from Washington, D.C., says one of the byproducts revealed by the pandemic was systemic racism.
A lot of residual that we have to work on right now, and some of the things you heard mentioned in there in terms of mental health, in terms of kids who have fallen behind in school, still people without work. Parents are at home because they don't have the resources to put their children in daycare. So that's what we're trying to do.
Doctors on the panel said they can't predict the future, so we need to stay on guard and take personal responsibility for the safety and health of ourselves and people around us. In Uptown, Jane Monreal, WCNC Charlotte.